Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than never. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations. The Israelite foreigners, this is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And this is a video that was sent to me by Nathaniel. My nephew sent me this video this morning, and I watched it, and the Spirit said go. So here we are. Got a few precepts in mind. The video's a little over 10 minutes long. I'm probably gonna play about 7-8 minutes of it, and just give a commentary on what it was said here from this former powerlifting champion, personal trainer. And not that personal trainers and are the most highly expert people when it comes to nutrition, but they're better than most. All right, being a personal trainer myself and being heavily involved in the fitness world, I know a little bit about health and about how to get yourself back healthy, how to lose weight, how to gain weight, all that manner of thing. Even though we're in the flesh and we don't always practice, but nevertheless, I did get sick from eating too much processed food, still thinking I could do the things that I did 20, 30 years ago. I'm thinking, well, I work out twice a day or whatever, and as you have to make adjustments. So every 7 years your body changes. All right, 7 is the number of completion. For anyone who didn't know that, now you know. So you have to make adjustments. And one thing that you do, if you're eating processed food, and certain foods are just not good for men, especially. So you have to really adjust your diet, because the man and the woman's body were both made up of flesh and blood. But the elements that are put together within our body that fuel us is different. All right. So let me get I've ran my mouth enough. Let me get into the scriptures. And the first scripture I want to read is Psalms, because the truth is coming out, in every aspect, as far as defending the gospel. The couple of really good videos yesterday that I was watching while I'm searching for this video. For this, here we go, for this scripture. But the vocab Malone, just being embarrassed and shamed and mad, promoting the insiders, promoting IUIC, about them going global. GMS went global way before them, without jet setting, without logos and 501c3 charters, being controlled opposition. That's exactly what they are, being consulted, because they realize that they can't stop the Hebrew Israelite thing, because it's scriptural. It's in the Bible. It has to happen. Right. So, of course, as they always do, is they deal with everything else. They infiltrate. Same way they did the Black Panthers, the Brown Berets, and everything else. Right. They use Martin Luther, Lucifer Queen to infiltrate, and that's what they do. But this thing is pure, and it's of the Father, which is why they can't stop it. And vocab alone is only for it, and this is how, because of Psalms 19. This is Psalms 19:1, and it reads, Psalms to the chief musician, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech, nor language where their voice is not heard. They take the Hebrew Israelite videos, and they're putting other language. I've seen my videos, one of the brothers showed me something on the internet, and I saw my videos in about 5 different languages. All right. I've seen the same thing for the elder apostle Tahar. So they're doing it for everyone. You know, you click on the GMS video and you're going to, you know, it's going to be in another language. People are watching and the world has woken up because it was the Lord's plan. It was Yahweh's plan. All right. It's just like our beloved elder apostle Gabar always says, the internet does the heavy lifting. All we have to do is be in the spirit and bring out his precepts and make sure the precepts that you're bringing out are lining up with whatever it is that you're talking about. That's it. We take the news, we take the information, and we line it up through the scriptures, and we prophesy. The true spirit of the Lord is to prophesy. And IUIC, they don't prophesy because they're teaching a message to make it in this world and for this world to keep going for the most part. In all honesty, worrying about buildings and building communities. No, you should be teaching that the Lord is coming to get us out of this place and destroy this place, not building a community. All right. But it says, their line, verse 4, their line has gone out through the earth, all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And in them he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is a bridegroom cometh out of his chamber and rejoiceth as a strong man run to a race, because Yahushua is basically pacing back and forth, waiting to get the green light to come and rule in the earth and take down all, governments. All mountains and hills. Mountains represent large governments. Hills represent small governments. And place all the other people, all the other nations under the subjections of the Israelites. That's the heavenly plan. That's heaven on earth. And that's what the Bible has always been about. You know, Frederick Price Jr., agreed with the Hebrew Israelites. That the people on those slave ships that came with the yokes of iron, that came to the Americas, those were your Hebrew Israelites, or a portion of them. Because another huge portion of them were already here, your so-called natives in the Americas. All right? All this truth is coming out and it can't be stopped. And, and Bjorn here, I don't know if he's an Edomite or not. He definitely looks like an Edomite in appearance. But, time will tell. But he's definitely got that I'm going to tell spirit. So it could just be another case of Psalm 64:8, so that they make their tongue fall upon themselves. Or this guy could not be a heathen at all and just, putting Esau on blast. Because he's coming against the powers that be, these NGOs, which is probably going to be the name of this video, the NGO takeover. And the NGO takeovers, they're governing the West. Throughout the West and all the Western countries have their own laws and constitutions that govern them, but that's not what's ruling over you anymore. What's ruling over you is big business, and NGO organizations and tech companies, medical companies, overriding and going around the laws of your land and making themselves the authority over yourself and the people. That's what's happening here. And that's coming out mainly via the internet, which is why they want to get control of it. But without any further ado, Bjorn Andreas Bull Hansen.
Health crisis that there is a major health crisis that nobody seems to be talking about. It's about malnutrition. Malnutrition in the Western world, in the so-called rich countries, and it's about to get much, much worse. In this video, I will try to point at what is happening now, and I have made some notes, so I have them here in my pocket. I have some notes because I want to get this right. And by the way, thank you for clicking on that thumbnail and joining me out here in my local woods. I use my platform sometimes.
That stove that he was using, I actually have one of those. That's a good piece of equipment right there. I just, didn't even see that the first time. Good piece to have in your bug out pack.
To point at things happening in the world, if you will. And this is a major one. What I'm talking about is the insane new food recommendations. Now, in this video, I will use the Norwegian and German new food recommendations for 2024.
Now, this is just German and Norwegian, mind you, that he's talking about. But this is a worldwide thing, because what he's going to say, you hear them say, make the same similar recommendations in different parts of the West and here in the U.S.
But it is practically the same in most other countries in Europe and USA, Canada. And if they haven't implemented these new food recommendations yet, they are about to do so. And this is all coming from the World Health Organization. So let me summarize some of the guidelines, the new guidelines. You are to eat a maximum of 350 grams of red meat per week. In Germany, 300 grams. That's less than I eat in a day, by the way. You are to eat much less fish. You are to
So you hear that? That's less than what he eats in a day. So how are you going to live healthy if you're eating that way? This is Genesis 1 and 30. I'm gonna start 29. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. So we're supposed to eat our share of meat and vegetables and fruit for meat. And there's also healing properties in these different herbs. You know, different spices and things of that nature. Certain plants that you can use to eat to actually heal yourself. Different bitter herbs for when you get sick. Genesis 1 and 30. And every beast of the earth and every fowl of the air and everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. So but the Lord is not against meat, because he gave you we got a dietary law and guide on what meats we can and cannot eat. So there has to be a balance of the two. Everything is about balance, and there's no balance in Esau Edom.
Eat much more vegetables like legumes, I hope I pronounced that correctly, like peas and beans and so on. You are to...
which are healthy and very good for you. They are. All right? But the Lord didn't make a law to where we're just supposed to eat, just the herbs and the fruit.
Drink less milk and eat less dairy products. And instead, they recommend things like soy milk. Now, drinking soy milk is practically like drinking estrogen.
Which is retarded.
Okay. And I also need to add here, not everyone tolerates milk.
And a lot of men don't know that. That's why when you look at, when you look at imagery of modern America versus America in the 1970s, 1960s, and you see people in parks or parties or whatever, what you would notice is that the Americans looked more like the Europeans. Everyone was thin. There wasn't a huge obese population. Now the obese people outnumber the healthy people for the most part here in America. Every other person you see is a little bit on the chunky side. The girls had them huge triceps, but it's not muscle with all that fat they carry back there. When they say goodbye from their hand and their tricep, because when they wave their hand in the air, the tricep is shaking back and forth too. That's not good. That's not normal. All right. Although you got some weird guys that seem to like that. It's a turn off to me. But nevertheless, things have changed. Why? Because the wicked is, matter of fact, let me get that. Because these people are planning to make a lot of people sick. As he's saying, this is Proverbs 22 and Salakia 29 and 2. And it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the whole world is in mourning. All right? As far as financially, and they're also in mourning when it comes to their health, because the majority of people are sick. And when you run and control, when you make your billions off of selling people medicine instead of giving them food and things to heal themselves, you need people sick. That's how you get to live your lifestyle. You know, have your yachts, your many homes around the world, and you know, and your private planes, so you can jet set back and forth between London, between Paris and New York for the nightlife and all that other mess.
Milk. I don't, so you know, then obviously you stay away from milk. But it's okay. Let me just move on here. And the most insane one is you should increase your intake of plant oils.
Wow. Plants don't make oils.
If you didn't know, plant oils have a tendency to create inflammation in your body.
Yeah, and these plant oils that they're talking about, plants don't make oils. You don't put a plant in a skillet, you know, in a wok, and then oil comes from it. No, that's something else. That's their stuff that they add to it, and then they put in plants. They put in a plant in it. That's why they say it's plant-based. Okay, these people are truly, truly devious, disingenuous, all right, and on some serious depopulation, you know.
Make no mistake about it. If you eat like this, you will get sick. And it's not a question of if you will get sick, but when. If you eat following these guidelines, you will get sick.
Right, and then they have these panels of experts, but they're physicians of no value. Let's read that real quick. Right? This is the hell? My Bible app just started playing music. It's never done that before. Okay, I was looking to see where that was going to go to. I have to turn the sound down. That's weird. This is Job 13 and 4, and it reads, but ye are forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value. Right? These aren't doctors at all. Well, they are doctors, they aren't physicians. This is what is. Let me correct myself, because the word doctor means to falsify. So they're definitely doctors, but they're not physicians. All right, and what they do is they get you sick, and then they want to sell you drugs to treat the illness, to keep you coming back. It's the drugs that make you feel better. That's what they, you know, they lean towards.
We're talking malnutrition. Now, this is not meant as an attack on vegans. I believe that it is possible to be healthy as a vegan, but it takes a lot more effort.
Especially for a woman, because a woman requires less protein. That's why you see you see more women that are vegan than you do men. And some men do it too, but it takes a lot of effort to do it. And once again, that's not scriptural. But you know, everything's so defiled. You can see I can understand why some men choose to, you know, just try to avoid meat because of what they do to it. All right. But the scriptures clearly said that that the children of Israel would eat their bread defiled among the heathen. Roughly paraphrase, if someone could put that on the comment board.
Most people are not ready to make that effort. So they will eat ultra-processed, vegan-based food, which is terrible. We are talking inflammation in your body, digestive problems, depression, hormonal imbalance.
Now, I never had the digestive problems, the hormonal imbalance, not that I'm aware of, or but definitely that processed food. I did have a battle with high blood pressure, all right? and gain weight. Didn't even realize I was gaining weight, you know. I get, you know, it's and just got and felt sick and tired and all the time, you know, as far as you know, lightheaded. It's just weird. It's just like, damn, what the hell is happening to me? You know? And it's all, and it comes down to the diet, because everything has to be in balance. The Lord is all about balance, and we live in a world that's completely out of balance, and with people that are in positions of rulership that are out of balance because there's no light in them. Let's go to Isaiah 8:20. And it reads, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. All right? There's no light in them. There's no truth in them. There's no balance in them. All right? Because you have to have a certain amount of water, a certain amount of meat, a certain amount of vegetables, a certain amount of fruits. And the fact that I have 2 drinks in my refrigerator right now that basically is your daily supply of fruit and your daily supply of vegetables. And you're supposed to take 2 ounces of it, mix it in water and ice, add equal amounts of water to it, and then and it makes like a little drink, and it tastes pretty good. But the fact is that I shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to go into the store and you don't even smell the fruit and vegetables like you used to. And I talk about this all the time. How you have a vegetable and fruit aisle, and then on the other side of the store, you have a supplement aisle. Because typically, when you usually walk in the store, the first thing you hit is your fruits and vegetables and then your meats. That's the way most grocery stores are set up, especially the big chains. And then way on the other side, across from that, is your supplement aisle. But you shouldn't have to go to buy vitamin K, vitamin D, C, B. You shouldn't have to do that. All right? Because all that should be in your food. So what that means is that these people are doing things to the food using pseudoscience, false science, falsely so-called. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. And it reads, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Trust the science. But is it really science? The word science means to know. Anybody that's coming with anything that's derived from and around a theory, that isn't science. All right? Theories, a theory is a theory. Science is something that's solid. I always use the gravity example. I'm holding a pen. When I let it go, you hear it hit the desk. Again, I let it go, you hear it hit the desk. That's true science. Because what? Because science means to know. Now, if I come up with some weird theory how I'm going to drop it, and it's going to stand on the ballpoint tip of the pen, and it'll never do that. All right? And if it did, but for some weird circumstances, only because it's going to fall against something and lean up against something and get caught that way. Fall in between something to stand straight up. But the chances of it happening are highly unlikely. If you come up with some mathematical equation, well, that's just a theory and a guess. And theory and a guess that's not true science. And the problem is we live in a world where these NGOs, then you get, like you said, then you get hit with misinformation for calling them out on it. Because they'll sell their theories and push their theories as facts. All right? Because this man truly is the wicked. They are physicians of no value and are not to be trusted. And like Bjorn said, if you eat this way, you will get sick. So these people are pushing with Thawadi Halbashim Hawashai that the Lord will be here soon, because he'll say to be. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Give me a second. find this scripture. I can't remember where it is. The scripture said, if the Lord doesn't return soon, there'll be no flesh left to save. And it's evading me right now. Maybe someone could put it on the comment board, but it's true. It's really aggravating me that I can't find that scripture. I can't remember. But yeah, but if the Lord doesn't return soon, man, you know, and he's showing us all the signs that he is. But if he doesn't, there'll be no flesh left to save. So the Lord's got to come. All right. So with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash, Kwam, Yasharala, Abba, Babal.